Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today we're taking a look at a new Lattafa, and it's Lattafa's Bade'e Al Oud Sublime. Alright, so Bade'e Al Oud Sublime is from the house of Lattafa. It's an eau de parfum concentration, and you can pick this bad boy up for $38 at places like Fragrance Buy. Link will be down in the description if you decide you want to check this one out. Also have a coupon code. Save yourself $5 off your first purchase at Fragrance Buy if you decide you want to shop with them. Unexpected flanker. I had no idea this one was coming down the pipeline. I was just sitting there as I usually do, refreshing the new arrivals on Fragrance Buy, and this bad boy popped up. So presentation on this, if you're familiar with the Badee Al Oud, Oud for Glory, as well as Amethyst, same sort of presentation on this. Nice cardboard box, has this kind of plastic window to it, opens up like a so, has this nice little ribbon there, and it is sitting in this nice fuzzy foam sort of insert right there. So box presentation on this, a very nice, thick, heavy bottle with this metal plate and this really cool design. I do like how they do these bottles for the Badee Al Oud line series of them. So overall, really nice presentation on this. Cap on this is fairly thick, heavy, has some metal in this, and also has kind of a rubbery texture on the bottle, but it's kind of a matte finish to it as well. And the atomizer on this sucker, really nice wide sprays, good distribution. So overall, for $38 presentation on this, top notch Lattafa. So if you were wondering what Lattafa's Bade'e Al Oud Sublime smells like, you've come to the right place, because I'm about to tell you. Some of the notes listed in this are a lychee, rose, apple, plum, jasmine, moss, vanilla, and patchouli. So let me tell you what I get from this fragrance. In this opening, you get a real nice, fun, lively, energetic, tropical, fruity sort of vibe going on to it. That lychee note has this pear, this kind of watermelon sort of vibe going on to it, a little bit of a rosiness coming from that rose as well as that lychee. Not a rose style of fragrance, but it has that kind of sweet rose, a little bit of that floral sweetness that's in there, and that sweet, sugary style of apple that's in there. Very sweet, a very tropical, fruity style of fragrance. In the mid, you get some of that jasmine and some of that plum coming in. So that plum adds a little bit of additional fruity sweetness, that jasmine, a little bit of that white floral type of softness and that sweetness. So through and through in the opening, this is a very sweet, fruity, almost kind of aquatic, has this kind of light, like I said, tropical sort of feel, like you're on the beach, fresh fruit kind of cocktail going on to this. As this kind of opens up and dilutes a little bit more, you get a little bit more of that vanilla that comes through, so it adds an additional sweetness to it, but it's more of a floral style of vanilla, so it has this softness to it, a little bit of a creaminess to it, and you also get a little bit of that moss and that patchouli that comes through, adds a bit of an earthiness to it, but it's kind of a clean, almost musky style of woody earthiness that comes through. Very subtle, but it is there, and it does form that base, but through and through, this is a tropical fruit bomb that has that additional floral sweetness to it, but what you really get is that tropical fruit style of vibe. So this is a very much a unisex style of fragrance, and I would say it does lean on the feminine side. So if you're a dude out there that doesn't enjoy fruity style of fragrances, you're not going to enjoy this one. If you're one of those people that just like a leather, oud, blood of your enemies style smelling fragrance, definitely not going to be for you. This is very fruity, very tropical, has those floral elements to it, so it does lean on the feminine side. But if you are a guy that enjoys kind of a fruity style of fragrance, this might be something you might want to try out. Has that kind of Herba Pura sort of vibe going on to it, that Tizani Terreri's Kirk, same sort of kind of fruity vibe going on to it, same level of kind of sweetness with those floral elements mixed into it. So if you're into those style of fragrances, this is right up your alley. So overall, I enjoy the scent profile on this. I think it's a very lovely scent profile, but like I said, it does lean a little bit on the feminine side. So when it comes to the performance of Bade'e Al Oud Sublime, this gets pretty good performance. Longevity on this, it just kind of keeps going and going. It's about an 8 to 10 hour fragrance off of my skin, and then it becomes a skin scent, and it just kind of keeps going and it lingers on. So it does stick around for quite a while, especially if you get some on your clothing. Projection is moderate. This doesn't blast off your skin necessarily, but it will leave a nice scent bubble for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. You'll, have a decent sized scent bubble before it does settle back in. So overall, it's a good performer, not necessarily a beast mode one, but like I said, the longevity on this one does push this out a little bit longer, even though the projection is fairly moderate. So overall, I think bang for your buck, this does perform fairly well. So when it comes to the where and when, I think Lattafa's Bade'e Al Oud Sublime would be most appropriate. Definitely a casual style of fragrance, hitting the beach, going on a patio, summer evening, going out for cocktails sort of vibe going on to it, and spring, summer, especially summer sort of vibes going on to it. Because of that tropical fruity nature that goes on with this one just has summertime fun written all over it. So if you're looking for a nice summer fragrance with that fruity sort of vibe, this is definitely going to get you there. Maybe a date night, again, because this is a unisex fragrance that leans a little bit more on the feminine side, the fellas out there may not find this to be the best date night style of fragrance. It doesn't have that kind of masculinity to it, or even kind of that masculine allure necessarily. It is fun, it is lively, it is energetic, but it is a very sweet, fruity sort of vibes going on to it. So, you know, buyer beware. This might not be your best date night fragrance, but it does have that appeal because of that fruity sweetness to it. And in terms of dressing up, this is too fun, too playful in terms of like a formal occasion style of fragrance. Very casual, summertime wear. So my overall thoughts on Lattafa's Bade'e Al Oud Sublime. It's a very nice fragrance. If you enjoy the tropical, fruity style of fragrance, you will enjoy this one. Like I said, very similar to Zani Terreri's Kirk, as well as the Herba Pura sort of vibe going on to it. With that sweetness, with that fruitiness that comes out, that's what you're going to get from this fragrance. But like I said, for the gentlemen out there that aren't into the kind of the playful, lively, fruity style of fragrances, that lean a little bit on the feminine side, this isn't going to be for you. It doesn't have that masculinity, doesn't have that boldness that you would want in kind of a manly style of perfume fragrance. But for the ladies out there, this is a very nice one. It reminds me of a really nice tropical sunscreen shampoo that I just absolutely love smelling on my girlfriend, for example. I would much rather smell it on her than I would on myself personally, but I have worn this a handful of times and it is quite enjoyable. Really well blended. The quality is there, much like the other Badee Al Oud, Oud for Glory, as well as Amethyst. Same level of quality to it. I think bang for your buck. This is a great fragrance. And like I said, performance on this is pretty good. And it's just an overall great summertime wear. Perhaps worth checking out. That's Lattafa's Bade'e Al Oud Sublime. And I want to hear from you guys. What's one of your favorite, more tropical style of fragrances? Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love getting your different recommendations, hidden gems, taste and scent profiles. Appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.